Hey, what's up, everybody? So today I wanted to just share a little bit about me. So I was talking to one of my clients, and they were saying, "JP, you do post a lot about the business and how you can be successful as a Black millennial, but we really don't know a whole bunch about you." So I wanted to take some time to just go into more about who exactly JP is, some of the things that I believe in, and some of the things that I'm actually trying to do with my life. If you can't notice, I'm in a sunny place. So I currently live down in St. Petersburg, Florida. Check out the scenery. This is where I kind of come to relax, and I take daily walks here. So I guess that's one thing about me, is that a lot of times I like to take time to just meditate and walk and really clear my mind and truly understand what it is that I'm thinking about. If you're anything like me, you probably have a million different things going on in your brain at once, and it's really hard to kind of figure out which one of those things in my head should I go after. And so for me, personally, I use the time of walks and meditating and really just kind of being alone to really determine what it is that I want, and to really get in touch with that voice inside of me. Because we all have, different voices. I think I put a post yesterday about higher self and lower self. Well, this is what I really come to connect with. Okay, the higher self, and really figure out what is my purpose and what is my plan for my business or in life. And I'm originally from Flint, Michigan, moved down here to St. Petersburg, Florida about a year ago to launch my business alongside my wife, Yunori Pouncil. And we both been down here, doing our thing for about a year or so ago. So I'm focusing on from Flint, Michigan. It was always cold, obviously, in the winters, and I lived in the Northeast as well, went to graduate school in New York, so it was always in cold weather, and finally decided to move down to Florida a year ago because I wanted sun year round, and I wanted to be able to go to the beach. And it hasn't really gotten much lower than like 70 or 60 during the day. In the evenings it gets down, but right now it's about 88 today. It's probably going to get hotter these next couple of weeks, and this is around the time that I actually moved to Florida, so it's right on time for the hot weather. So other things about me, in my business, I really focus on making my clients the most successful that they can be. And other than actually working on the business, the hobbies that I do is I work out regularly. I'm either doing extreme hip hop with Phil, so working on my abs, and also doing the steps, because as in college I was part of frat. I'm still part of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, and one of the things that we did was step. We put on shows, and we used to dance at parties. And that workout is really a dance and a party. It's just on DVD. You're doing steps, and a lot of the same moves you do when you're dancing, you're incorporating into your fitness. I also hoop. I play basketball once or twice a week. It's probably one of my favorite things to do during the week. And the other workouts really keep me in tune, keep me in shape. So when I go play basketball against the fellas and the ladies, I'm in top shape, because for me, being one of the best at the court is one of my goals. I like to be the best in whatever I'm doing. So whether it's my business, playing basketball, playing video games, whatever it is, I'm usually striving to be the best. And I take that mindset across anything that I'm doing. So I'm very competitive in that way. So a lot of times people would maybe even say I'm ruthless, not to be like, call it like a bad thing, but just the simple fact that I was willing to put in the work and do what it takes to really see my goals and achieve. So what other things about me? I read a lot. So growing up, I pretty much lived in a library. My mom would take us to the library all the time because she liked to read as well. She would read novels, love, romantic type books. So she would take us to the library on a weekly basis. And then my dad as well. My dad would take us to the library because it was near the gym that we would go to. So part of our days with dad was going to the library, getting on the computers, navigating the internet, and then going over to the local rec facility at the local college, playing basketball, working out, swimming, and really, like I said, physical fitness once again. So, those two things, and they were ingrained, in me pretty early, that reading was important, learning was important, and making sure that you're physically fit, that you're working out, and that you're staying active. Those things that were instilled in me at a young age, even before the age of 7. Those things are really playing a big part in my life today, and I credit a lot of that to my success, particularly being able to stay committed to a workout routine and staying healthy. Because if you don't stay healthy, there's no way you're going to be able to perform, whether it's at work or in your own business, ultimately, if you're not taking care of your health in your wellness and your spirit. So what else about JP? I'm originally from Flint, Michigan, went to college for engineering. So I have degrees in electrical engineering and industrial engineering. So, even in college, going through these hard engineering courses and then deciding going to grad school, I always knew I wanted to start my own business or do something in business. So even though I was studying and I made dean's list a couple of times, believe it or not, I was always doing something else. So even while I was in college, I was working on businesses. To be completely honest, I was working on businesses prior to even going to college. My first business experience was with one of my mentors and one of my best friend's dad in Flint, Michigan. He got us together and we actually did start a t-shirt company. So that was a great experience. He got a number of the kids in the neighborhood to found a company, to organize, to understand the structure, to design products. So we designed t-shirts. I'm not sure we actually went out and actually sold any of these t-shirts, but we did go through the process, and I believe we did talk to some stores about, actually carrying our new clothing line. So, that was something that I did, or I have been doing all of my life, even before officially starting a company. My parents, my grandparents are always hustling. So my granddad would work on houses. He would do roofs. We would do painting. We would, shovel snow, cut grass. We would even install pipings and, remove flood damage from people's houses. So I was getting a lot of experience with my granddad doing these different odd jobs, and my dad was doing the same. So my dad still to this day, he's probably one of the most handy people I know, and he's always working, always finding people to work with, whether it's painting, helping them, fix up their house, or doing other things like that. Also in my family, one of my grandfathers owned a beauty supply store, and it was called Hutchins Beauty Supply. So if you're from Flint, you've probably seen this before. And he had a couple different locations around the city, and he sold beauty products. So, hair care, nail care, wigs, weaves, brushes, do-rags, all that stuff that you find in a beauty supply store. That's what he had. And he had a couple locations. And so not even realizing that all this was going around me, I was really soaking up a lot of this experience, really understanding, how businesses get started, the different types of businesses, and really understanding, when I got older or when I became adult, what kind of business did I actually want to run. And so I had the granddad who owned the stores, but then his wife also did crafts. So my grandmother would do craft shows every weekend. So during the week, she would knit, she would make scarves, sweaters, other little doodads. She made a lot of different things for these craft shows, blankets. She even made these kind of shoes out of that she would crochet, which were very interesting and were really big sellers at the shows. But through that, I learned about, making the inventory, learning how you have to set up for the shows and how you have to operate with cash flow and making sure that you were going to sell the products at a price that were going to be worth, the profit and the effort that my grandma had put into those products. So that was really my business background. And then all the way through high school and through college, was always involved in something, whether it was a multi-level marketing company, and then eventually even a startup mobile app company that I was involved with, along with, or still am involved with, and still am partner in with my fraternity brothers. So what we do with the mobile app company is we sell mobile apps for basketball, football, and soccer playbooks. You can do them on your Android, iPhone, or on the web, or your iPad, and you can draw your plays. You can share your plays with your teams. You can send them to your coaches and really print out the game plans for the day so that you are prepared for whatever sport you're playing, football, basketball, or soccer. So like I said, along the way, I've done a ton of different worked with a ton of different companies and projects. And like I said, I was always still working full time as well. And along the way, I worked for GM, I worked for Deloitte, I worked for some nonprofits. So really gaining a lot of valuable experience, along the way, as far as it goes to working, and then really developing, businesses and developing products and services. So what else about me? I'm the oldest of three. I have a younger brother and a younger sister. My brother is a PhD student at Michigan State right now. And then my sister is a customer associate at a nonprofit in the Washington, D.C. area, actually living in Richmond and providing customer service for that organization. So me, my brother, and my sister have a really good relationship. We all get along, and we really enjoy hanging out with each other, particularly because when we were younger, we would all get together and play games, we would play Legos, and my mom would do those same things as well. So we really have a nice cohesive unit, not too many issues, and we're all working and progressing to make ourselves better every day. What else? I like to travel. For the past year, I've been more so in lockdown mode, launching my business for Black millennials, helping them get clients in consulting. But I do like to travel. I've taken multiple trips overseas to Europe. I've been to Spain. I've been to England. I've been to a number of islands, Jamaica, you name it, Bahamas, Aruba. And, my wife is actually from another country. My wife is from Honduras. I actually met her here in the States, but I've had plenty of opportunities to go back and travel with her and, see her family back home. So that's been a wonderful experience, being able to meet a new culture and being totally open to really learning more about what it is that her people are like, and really understanding that things can be totally different than what they seem to be in the United States. So I've always loved to travel, getting out, meeting new people, and just really learning. That's the one thing that, for myself, that every morning, every day that I get up, what I want to do with my life is I want to learn something. I want to become better than I was the day before. When I wake up, what's on my mind is what can I do today to help myself, to improve myself, to improve my community, or to improve my family. So I mentioned that my wife is from Honduras, and she also works in coaching and consulting. She helps women get unstuck, really helps millennial women figure out all the pressures that society has put on us up to this point, and why do they feel like the way they do, and for them to really understand that they're not alone, and there are ways to overcome that stress, anxiety, that depression, whether it be working with a licensed professional or working with someone like her who has a different approach and has proven results working with her clients. So now that's just a little bit about me. I also drink a lot of water. I like to make sure that I eat healthily. Is that a word, healthily? I pretty much eat the same thing every day. So here's my daily rundown. So I wake up in the morning. First thing, I make my breakfast smoothie, all fruits, avocados, protein, spinach, broccoli, and there's kale in my smoothie as well. A little bit of apple juice and water for base, along with a few other powders. I have that pretty much every day. It keeps me regular, keeps the system running smoothly, and makes sure that all the bad stuff is actually coming out. And then for lunch and for dinner, I pretty much have the same thing. Broccoli is always involved in those meals. Broccoli is also involved in breakfast as well, if you can believe it or not, in my smoothie. But broccoli, along with brown rice or some type of carb. Maybe I'll have some dumplings with some chicken with my broccoli. And then it's usually chicken and fish for the main protein of the meal. So broccoli, chicken, brown rice, broccoli, chicken, or broccoli, fish, and brown rice. Those are usually the meals that I eat, and I pretty much eat those every single day. If you ask my wife, she doesn't really understand how I can do it, but I've seen the results that I've gotten from eating well. I used to be overweight. I actually gained a bunch of pounds. Right now, I weigh about 190. At my max, maybe probably 5 or so years ago, maybe 6 years now. I was weighing 245, 250 pounds, and I was having health issues. I had sleep apnea, and just really was going in the wrong direction with my health after, really being on it for a long time. So, once I saw that my health was declining and really decided that I need to get back on the right track, I fixed my food to the best it's ever been. I'm sticking to my workouts, the best ever been. And I probably have the best looking body and the best shape that I've ever been, even including high school and college. Because to be honest, I was eating like shit in college, eating pizza pretty much every day. Sounds like high school, drinking sugary drinks full of carbs and bad stuff, and not really taking, my fitness as seriously as I should have. So just wanted to share some things with you guys today. I speak a lot about the value and the work that I do for my clients, but wanted to share a little bit more insight about myself. So if there's anything that you want to know, feel free to to ask any questions and hit me here on Facebook or wherever I'm about to post this, because it's pretty much going to go on every platform. So if any questions, guys, hit me up and let me know what you think. Take care.